Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. This week, we're talking about your biggest tool for performance, the most important tool for performance, and it's probably not what you think it is. It's not where you hold your hands when you're hitting. It's not where your hips are when you're shooting. It's not beef, balance, eyes, elbow, follow through for your shot. It's all those things are important, of course, but the most important tool is something different. Now, I've been all over this fall and it's been great. I've made another awesome trip out to Pennsylvania. My first trip to Pennsylvania, I talked to you about. I got to watch Elizabethtown's women's soccer team practice and work with them all day long. And they reminded me of how important it is to have a certain mindset. The mindset that they reminded me of was that we don't have to judge things immediately. We need to be thinking next touch, next touch, next touch. So if they had a great touch, next touch. If they didn't have a great touch, next touch. And that's what I saw when I watched their energy and their enthusiasm and what they could do in such a small space with so many people in it to move forward in everything that they did. Well, I got to drive back to Pennsylvania last week to work with IUP's softball team, who I work with all year long as well. And on the way, I was thinking, that's one of the best things about this, is I get to think about the excitement of engaging the team when we get there and all that good stuff. And then on the way home, I get to think about all the things that I learned from watching them work. Well, on the way to IUP last Friday, I was reminded of a podcast that I listened to where Dr. Alia Crum from Stanford was talking about mindsets. Yes, our mindset is our most important tool. And the reason that I am being so bold in saying that our mindset is our most important tool, because Dr. Crum said that our mindset determines how we explain things, it determines what we expect, and it determines our motivation. Think about that just for a second. So our mindset determines how we explain things, what's going on around us. It determines what we expect to happen, so we're looking for things. And then what motivates us. And I thought, oh my gosh, I talk about this every day. Every single day I talk about mindset, or I think about how mindsets affect the world around us. But to put it into this bold term that our mindset is the most important thing that we can be working on, you may think is a stretch, but stick with me for just a second. Our mindset isn't just what we think, it directs our performance. It directs it. It is our most important tool. So think about this. If our mindset determines what we expect, then we might miss out on important information because we expect one thing, but in front of us is something different, right? If our mindset determines how we explain things, we may be different on day to day, right? My mindset is one way today, and I explain what's happening through this frame of reference. And on another day, I see what's in front of me and I explain it in a different way because of my mindset. Plain and simple, could be the same exact stuff, different mindset, different explanation. And then finally, if our mindset determines how we're motivated, oh boy, we're in trouble on certain days. The truth of it is that we show up to practice, or we show up to meetings, or we show up to life in general with the same set of physical abilities, the same intelligence, the same knowledge for the most part. Obviously, we're growing and some things we forget, but the same facilities or faculties, maybe we say, right? We show up with those same things every day, but we don't perform the same every day. Why not? We can throw, we can run, we're the same speed every day, unless we're injured or tired or something like that. But overall, we have the same skill set that we're bringing to the table, but we're different every day because our mindsets are different every day. So if this isn't our most important tool, tell me what is, right? Those things are constants. Our physical tools, our intelligence, our knowledge, these things are constant, barring some injury or disruption. What is not constant is our mindset. So going back to this, If we believe or if we expect practice to be horrible, then practice is going to be horrible, right? If we explain a conversation with the coach when we think that they're out to get us, then they are definitely out to get us, because it all goes back again to our reticular activating system. That little system that's at the back of your brainstem that searches, that it gets caught on 4 things. When someone calls your name, when there's a threat, when someone's interested in you, and then on what you believe. You are going to look for what you believe will happen, whether the variables are there or not. You're going to find them. You're going to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig for the proof that proves that coach is out to get me, or my boss is out to get me, or this is not what I signed up for. And here's boom, 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 boom. I did it as a coach all the time. I hate the portal. I hate this. Instead of trying to look for the good in it, right? I hated it. Not good. And everything that I could find a reason to stack that up the whole time. That was my mindset about it. But if I go back to Elizabethtown's women's soccer mindset, and they go, one touch is one touch, and they move on to the next, that's a mindset that helps us move forward. One thing, one thing, one thing. Helpful mindset, hurtful mindset. The RAS is wired to find what we believe. Coach is out to get me, or coach is trying to help me. Could be the same exact conversation, same everything, different outputs, different influence, different motivation, different explanation, different performance, all the way around, different comfort, everything. That's why our mindset has such a ripple effect. It has a ripple effect not only on us, but on everyone that's going around, the things that are going on around us. Like how we interpret what other people say, as I just mentioned. A teammate's response could be a sign that they're mad at us, or they could be tired, or maybe they're just giving us information in the heat of the battle that we need to know to help us get better. Our lens determines that story, right? Or how we show up. If practice is just going through the motions and doing all the stuff that coach thinks is important, but we never did that when I was in summer ball and blah, 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 this is stupid. Or this is an opportunity for me to change. I work with a kid that plays softball at Missouri, so excited about the change. She's so excited about the change that she is killing it right now. Lots of time to go, I know, but for now, we're off on the right foot. It also affects the tasks that we like and don't like. Conditioning is a chore, or conditioning is a way to keep me healthy and to outlast my competition and to have late game toughness. Same thing, different effort, different outcome, different everything. Here's another reason our mindset is so important. It doesn't just affect us as individuals. We know that a negative attitude or a negative mindset can spread like wildfire. And the truth of it is that team culture is basically nothing more than a collective mindset of a group. If my mindset is that I'm going to grow today, and my mind says that I'm excited about practice today, and if my mindset is this, then we're all moving in the right direction. If my mindset is that this is stupid and it sucks and I'm never going to play and I can't believe this, blah, 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 that's what I'm going to look for. That's what I'm going to find. And it's going to spread to the person next to me. Inevitably, it'll spread to somebody. Research consistently shows that our expectations influence outcomes. And since we don't control outcomes, then we need to do a really good job of managing our mindset so that we can influence the things around us to try to get what we want. What we believe also shapes our physiology, our stress response, our motivation, as I mentioned, and our energy, right? The way we feel makes a difference in the way that we play. And our mindset has a lot to do with that, to the point that our mindset can change our physiology so much. If you go back to Dr. Crumb's work, she did the infamous milkshake study where they had people drink the same milkshake, 2 different milkshakes. One was like a healthy milkshake, one was not a healthy milkshake. And it was a little bit counterintuitive to her hypothesis in some ways. She thought that drinking the bad milkshake would change their physiology more than the other. But what she found was that when people thought they ingested a whole bunch of calories, the hunger hormone that's in our gut lowered threefold, because they're like, oh, I ate all this, I don't need to eat anymore. But when they drank the good milkshake, they're like, I hardly have very many calories, I can still be hungry. their mindset changed the hormones in their stomach based on what they expected or what they believed about this or how they explained it. The hormones in their gut changed. That's crazy if you think about it. Our mindset can change the way that our body is functioning. And you felt it before, but to even just hear about that study, you're like, wow, man, the hunger hormone changed? Maybe I need to drink more milkshakes. I won't be as hungry. I don't know if that's the advice we're looking for. But here's the deal, right? If this is the case, it seems like checking our mindset before we do anything is a really good plan. As I mentioned many, many times, the one thing that I will go back and change about my coaching, my softball coaching career first would be checking my mindset at the door and making sure that I was ready for growth, or the 3 words that I use now, that I was enthusiastic, that I was engaged, and that I was authentic. That's how I do my work now, because I know better, and I knew better then. But you let things, get caught up in the budget and this and that and all the other different things, or they and them, blah, 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 and you let your mindset go. And that affects everyone around you. Now, could I change everyone's mindset on the team? No. But if I did my work, I know I'm contagious. My influence is never neutral. So if that's the case, then I am certain it would have rubbed off on others or changed the environment so that they would have been more able to have their mindset do what they needed to do so that they could do what they were meant to do, which is be the best that they could ever be. So maybe our first rule above all of the rules that we have in our programs should be that we need to check our mindset at the door. Check our number one tool so that it's where it needs to be, when it needs to be, so that we can be our best. And here's a couple questions that we can ask ourselves. What belief am I carrying into this space? What do I believe about what's going to happen today? What do I expect? Is my mindset going to help me or hurt me? And then finally, what evidence am I asking my brain to find? What am I looking for? Am I looking for the things that are wrong, or am I looking for the things that can help me use this opportunity to be my very best? Remember, our brains are looking for what we believe. It will dig and dig and dig and dig and dig until it finds that one little piece that says, I told you so. And now we're proving a point to hurt ourselves most of the time. So it's up to us to help everyone around us check their mindset before they go and do anything so that they're free to work at their peak or work toward their peak, if nothing else. Because it's going to change not only us as individuals, but it will change our team and it will change our overall performance. Because in the end, our mindset is our most important tool. And we get to decide what it looks like. We get to decide what we're looking for. We get to decide what we expect, how we explain things, and how we're motivated. But it takes time. It's a tool that can be trained, just like every other tool that we train. It takes intention, attention, and repetition, just like anything else. So this week, think about how you can manage your mindset, your number one tool for peak performance that will help you line yourself up with what you want so you can get there with a little less resistance, if nothing else. Well, as my son says every day to close it out, have a great day or not. The choice is yours. And if you'd like to talk more about mindset, hit me up at juliej@ssbperformance.com. I'd love to come to your campus and work with your team and see what we can learn together. So have a great week.